Welcome to Champlain College and the Alumni Auditorium. We're all so glad that you are here tonight to hear Mark Crispin Miller talk about what I think is the most important national news story of the past 10 years, and also, I think, the most underreported national news story of the past 10 years. And I think Mark's going to talk a little bit about why that is as part of his remarks tonight. I'm Dr. Rob Williams. I teach media and communications here at Champlain College. There are a number of really important organizations to thank for bringing Mark Crispin Miller to campus. Among them, Champlain College's Communications and Creative Media Division, the Core Division of Champlain College, the Center for Service and Civic Engagement, the Residential Life and Lead programs, the Center for Diversity and Inclusion, and we'd also like to thank the Claybrook folks at Sugarbush Ski Area, WMRWLP, Low Power FM radio station in Warren, and the Warren Public Library, not to mention the Green Mountain Global Forum, which hosted Mark Crispin Miller in the Mad River Valley last night at the Big Picture Theater. Just a couple of other things to mention. On the table out there, I saw some of you pick these up as you came in. This event is also sponsored by Vermont Voters for Election Integrity. And there's a one-page flyer about how the events that Mark's going to talk about tonight are playing out in Vermont. And you'll discover that we have some work to do here in the state of Vermont to make sure that our elections are more secure than they are currently. And this event also is sponsored by Vermont Commons newspaper, and the Leave Peeping issue is out on the table. And the new issue, which will be out in 1 week's time, will feature a feature article on election integrity in Vermont, and that will be out on November 3rd, in time for Election Day. Last but not least, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Mark Crispin Miller's new book, which is called Loser Take All. Mark, I'd like to say, not only wrote the book about election integrity, but he's actually written 2 books about election integrity. His first one was called Fooled Again, and his new one is called Loser Take All. And I'm just curious, how many of you saw Mark on Bill Moyers Now 1 week ago? Oh, good. Okay. To our knowledge, we were talking about this over dinner, that this is the very first time that the American television news, and I use that word loosely, has talked about this issue, which is astounding. So without further ado, and I should say Mark's going to talk for about 50 minutes, and then we're hoping to have sort of a question and answer period where you bring your best questions to the table and Mark will do his best to answer them. And then he will be signing copies of his book afterwards, right out in the lobby, and the book is for sale. It's published by IG Publishing, and it's $15 if you want to learn more about this issue and support an important new book about this issue. So without further ado, from New York University, Media and Communications, Professor Mark Crispin Miller.